Nihon students, welcome to this semester's The Principles of Nutrition class. I will be your instructor. We will spend together approximately 5 weeks. This is an intensive course, and in this specific recording, I would like to simply welcome you and go over some information that will be important for you to know how to begin and what the course is about and what you will be graded on and things of that nature, okay? Before I get into the specifics of the class, please allow me to mention why studying nutrition is important, okay? On this slide, you see the leading causes of mortality in the United States. The word mortality means death, okay? So what are the reasons people die in the United States? As you can see, the leading causes of death include heart disease, cancer, accidents, chronic lower respiratory diseases, stroke, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, and so on, okay? Now, those that I underlined are diet-related, diet/nutrition related, okay? I don't mean to say that diet is the only cause, but it is one of the major causes of death from these particular conditions that are again underlined. On this slide, we have the main causes of mortality in China. I know many of you are Chinese. Notice how similar the causes of death in China are to the causes of death in the United States. Okay, notice stroke, ischemic heart disease, that's a specific type of heart disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and then a variety of cancers, Alzheimer's disease. We find that regardless of where we go in the world, we have very similar causes of mortality. And again, here I underline those that are diet/nutrition related. Yet another slide with some statistics. Mortality rate of the leading causes of death in Taiwan. I know I have some Taiwanese students as well. Okay, and again, we have malignant neoplasms. That's another term for cancer, heart disease, okay, pneumonia, cerebrovascular disease, that means stroke, and so on and so on. These are again very similar to those that we find in other countries in the world, including the United States. And so it is my goal that not only you will get the best grade from this class, but that you will learn some things that will help you to avoid developing some of these conditions and perhaps even dying of them later on in life, okay? Because what we will be learning about diet and nutrition, again, is important in prevention of many of these diseases. Again, here I underline those diet-related. There are quite a few of them as well for Taiwan. On this slide, you have my name. My first name is Roman. My last name is Pawlak. You have the dates for the semester. We begin on December 18 and end on January 19. You also have my email, and you are welcome to email me with any concerns, any questions, anything related to the course, okay? I will do my best to reply to your emails right away. And it will be no later than within 24 hours from receiving your email. The only exception is when your email, instead of going to my inbox, goes into my spam folder. And in order to prevent me from not receiving your email into my inbox, I have a request for you, okay? Notice that I included here my teaching assistant's name, okay? Her English name is Jade, and you have her email address here as well. And so my request is that every time you email me, you also include her in that email. You put her email as well, because She is very good in letting me know that I haven't replied to a particular email that she received. That is, if the email that you sent included my email address as well as her email address. Okay, and if this is the case, when I get an email from her, I will be able to find your email in the spam folder. Otherwise, I have no idea that I received an email because, again, it went into the spam folder. Okay, I have worked with Jed during many different semesters, in the winter sessions, summer sessions. She's the best assistant, and she will make sure that your email will be answered. Okay, so you are lucky, I am lucky that she's part of this semester as well. Thank you, Jade, and welcome to you as well. Let's talk about the course itself. I'm not going to read this. This is taken from the syllabus. This class contains information, basic information about nutrition. Okay, so we will be learning about what is the science of nutrition, what are nutrients, how are foods digested, okay, what role nutrients play in growth, development, as well as disease prevention. Okay, we will also be looking at some aspects of human anatomy and physiology, only in the context of what, again, changes in the anatomical and physiological changes how would they impact absorption and utilization of different nutrients. Okay, we will also be looking at nutritional requirements for specific individuals, for example, infants, pregnant women, people who have diabetes, people who have Alzheimer's disease. We will be learning about how to read food labels. So when we go to a grocery store, we know what to choose if we want to focus on eating healthy. We will be able to determine, okay, is this a better option health-wise, or maybe an alternative to this product would be a better one. Okay, so we will look at a variety of different things. Again, some of the information will be covered in my lectures, and then other information also will be in the course pack or textbook. Okay, course pack, textbook, these are similar terms referring to the same thing, reading material that you will have. Speaking of one, I have good news for you. You do not have to buy a textbook, okay? You will not spend $1 buying a textbook. I wrote a textbook for you, and it is available for you free of charge in a PDF format, okay? Here in this statement, it says it is available free of charge via iLearn. I know I teach more than one sections of this class. Some students, instead of iLearn, use Moodle, whatever is applicable to you, okay? It may be Moodle, maybe iLearn, depending on which section you are in. The point is, in the platform that we are using for this course, you can access the textbook. You will have to access the textbook because you will see in a moment, part of your grade will be answering quizzes from each chapter of the textbook. Okay, for each chapter you will have a quiz, and you will be earning credit toward the final grade. So I know that all students are interested in the best grade possible, right? And so you will need to read the chapter and then also answer questions from the quizzes and earn a grade this way. For the next few slides, I have an outline of the course, but I want to say that this outline is not comprehensive, meaning that there will be additional topics that will be discussed. You will see these topics when you log in into whether it's iLearn or Moodle in your case. I just added a few. What I want to emphasize is that at the end of each week, with one exception, you will have an exam, okay? And so as you can see here, week 1, we will be discussing a variety of different topics. Again, more than just those that are listed. And then you will have the very first exam. And this exam is only worth 5% of the final grade. If you don't do too well, it's not the biggest thing in the world, because again, it's only worth 5% of the final grade. However, when we go to the next week, right, again, you will have a variety of topics and more topics than those that are listed here on the slide. And then eventually, at the end of the semester, at the end of the week, you will have the second exam. Now, notice that this exam is worth not 5, but 10% of the final grade, okay? Well, the main reason why this exam is worth 10% is because in all the classes that I teach, I make all exams comprehensive. That means for this exam, you will not just be tested from the material studied in the second week of the semester, but from the beginning of the semester, okay? When it comes to the third exam, again, you will not be tested just on the material, on the information studied in the third week, but from the beginning of the semester. You understand? Okay, so you will have to review the notes, perhaps, that I will encourage you to take from the beginning of the semester to take exam 2, exam 3, and then eventually the final grade, okay? So again, at the end of the third semester, you will have more topics, and the third exam worth 15% of the final grade. At the end of the fourth semester, we will have no exam. That's the exception, okay? So you have 4 exams, okay? 3 partial exams, and the final. And the reason why we don't have an exam in the 4th week is because the 5th week is actually relatively short, right? So if we had this exam, then a couple of days later, we would have yet another final exam. So at the end of the semester, you will have the final exam worth as much as 20%. Again, this is a comprehensive exam. You will be tested on everything that you learned from the beginning until the very last lecture, right? And the very last chapter from the textbook. Which reminds me, exams are based not just on the information in my lectures, but also the course pack / textbook reading, okay? In the course pack, you will have terms in bold font, okay? Pay attention to those. You will have a lot of information in tables, in graphs. Pay attention to them. For example, you will be learning about the categories of vitamins. We have water-soluble vitamins. We had fat-soluble vitamins, okay? And you will have a list of which vitamins are water-soluble and which vitamins are fat-soluble, okay? So one of the exams, one of the questions on the exam may be which of the following is, or which of the following is not a fat-soluble vitamin. The same, you will have 2 categories for minerals, major minerals or macro minerals, and trace minerals. And so the question may be which of the following is or is not a trace mineral. This is just an example. I know that students tend to read the text and skip tables and skip graphs. A mistake, okay? Because it is actually relatively easy and efficient way for me to put important information in the graph or in the tables. Review those, okay? Hopefully after you take the first exam, you will get a sense of the information. In fact, in the first lecture that you will learn, other than this one, I will give you some examples of what to look for, okay? In the as you read the textbook / course pack, so you will not be surprised by certain questions that will be based on the reading material. Some of the exams some of the exam questions rather will be based solely on what I discuss in the lectures. Others, there may be an overlap. Some stuff that you have in the reading material, I may repeat, okay, in the lecture. But then there will be also questions based only on the information found in the course pack, but not in my lectures, okay? And so I just kind of summarize the exams, but let's see a couple of other important things. Number one, only in rare circumstances, permission may be granted to take an exam after the deadline. Okay? You will notice that the exams will not be just available, say, on one day. They will be available for 3 days roughly, okay? 3 or 4 days. So you will have a period of time. So if something important, you have a job or you have to travel somewhere or something, you don't have to take it on Friday. You can take it on Sunday, for example. You see? Okay. And so again, only if you may be in the hospital, something to that effect, I may accommodate you with extension for taking the exam. For those students who have a valid reason to request taking an exam after the deadline, as far as possible, should request that this will be granted prior or before the deadline. I know that sometimes it may not be possible, but as far as possible, that will make our job easier and stuff like that. So please keep this in mind, okay? On this slide, you see the exam schedule. So notice exam 1 is based on course pack reading, okay, chapters 1 through 4, as well as lectures from week 1. Okay? It will be available from December 22 until December 25. Okay? Exam 2, lectures from week 1 and 2, course pack reading chapters 1 through 8. Exam is available from December 29 until January 1. I don't know if you celebrate the Western New Year. If you do, you may want to take the exam before that New Year, right? Which would be December 29 or December 30, or perhaps even before or earlier on December 31. Okay, and so on. You have the same thing here for exam 3 and the final. Again, we end the semester on January 18, and so if you miss the final, there will be no time for you to retake it. Another important thing I want to mention is that you need to always document a submission of the exam. Okay, so you clicked submit, and then you either take a picture using a print screen on your keyboard, or you can use your cell phone and take a picture that documents or you have submitted the exam. The same if you have a problem during the exam. So you open the exam, you are on, say, question 15th or 20th or 25, which means 25th, which means you have still a ways to go, and all of a sudden you have internet outage or whatever problem. You need to document that problem. So take the picture and then contact me and or my assistant and explain what the problem was and attach the documentation of that problem, okay? I have already mentioned that I offered a free textbook for you in a PDF file, completely free of charge, and I would like you to use that textbook in order to read the different chapters, in order to receive a credit based on quizzes based on each of the chapters in the textbook. Notice already in the first week of classes, you will have 4 quizzes, quiz 1, 2, 3, and 4 available to you. You see the deadline? And then in the second week of the semester, you will have 4 additional quizzes available. In the fifth week, we will have 2 quizzes available. So please note the deadlines, write them in your calendar, because each of the quiz is rather worth 1.2% toward your final grade. While this does not sound like a lot, if you miss 1 or 2, it will subtract the grade from your final grade, and you will not receive as high grade as you could have. Okay, the quizzes are open textbooks, so you can open the quiz, read the question, and then find the answer in the textbook. So this is a relatively easy way to receive a good grade, and I would like to encourage you to get 100 on each of the quizzes. I have already mentioned the quizzes. Okay, you will have a quiz from each chapter of the textbook reading. The total percentage toward the final grade from all the quizzes is 27%. Okay, notice you can take each quiz up to 3 times. Okay, so notice that you can take it more than once, and the highest grade will show in the grade book. So if you take the quiz and let's say you received 80, okay, you should not be satisfied. I would encourage you to retake it. Make sure that you get 100 on all quizzes, because if you get 90 or 80, while these are good grades, slight percentage of what was possible to receive for this quiz will be subtracted from your grade. And we have quite a few different quizzes, and so at the end it may constitute the difference between one grade or another. Okay, and so getting 100 on each quiz is a very good and efficient way to make sure that you get a good grade from the semester. Since the quizzes are available online, and they are available, at any time as long as you have internet access, it will be extremely rare and really unlikely that I will give permission to take a quiz after the deadline. Okay, so please do not wait until the very last day. Take them ahead of time. Okay, take them maybe a couple of days before the deadline. That way, if there is a problem with the internet or whatever, okay, you still have another day or a couple of days to take it. Because if you send me an email and let me know that you had an internet outage, this will not be a good reason to give you an extension to take the quiz. Okay? In addition to the exams and quizzes, you will have one assignment in this class. The assignment is called Diet Evaluation, and the nature of the assignment is to evaluate your own diet and compare your own diet to dietary recommendations known as MyPlate or MyPlate recommendations. Okay, I prepared a separate document that further explain what the assignment is about and give you other information that you need to know in order to complete it. And I would like to encourage you to start working on this assignment sooner rather than later. That way, if you have any questions, if you don't know what to do at a certain point of time, you have time to contact me and ask the question. I will be happy to explain it to you. Jade has helped me with grading this assignment on many different occasions in many different semesters prior to this one. And so she's also very familiar with the assignment, and she will also be happy to help you with getting the best grade possible from this assignment. Okay? I have already mentioned the exams, the quizzes, the assignment. In addition, we will have 5 live sessions or live discussions. It is the university policy that each student is present during these. Okay? I would like you to notice the dates as well as the time. You have the time in Eastern Standard Time in the US Okay, that's where I live, as well as Beijing time. So you may be in China, you may be in Taiwan, you may be in Canada or the United States or elsewhere. Okay, I would like you to find out what this translates to where you are in terms of the time when we will be meeting. In addition, you will have rather here the link and the meeting ID and so on. Okay, this information is also in the syllabus, and so please be on time and participate in these live discussions. And this is really all that I wanted to share with you. If you do not know how to use the platform, please contact Jade, my assistant. She's very proficient in that. In fact, if I have questions, I contact her, and she created kind of a guide for me to do that. I've been working with Jade for several semesters. We work well together. And so she knows a lot of answers you may have to anything related to the course, but especially, and I think we use iLearn. Again, I teach several sections of this course. Some sections are on iLearn, other sections are on Moodle. Whichever one is applicable for this particular class, okay? Welcome again. I hope you will have fun learning. I hope you will do well. And I hope, most of all, that what you will learn will change your life, okay? In terms of the way you eat, and it will improve your health, and you will benefit over many years from what you will learn in this course. Ni hao.